Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Crafters TV. It's a masterclass brought to you by Crafters Companion. My name's George Akid. Happy Tuesday. It's great to have you. And now, for the next 2 hours, we are getting our masterclass on. We're taking a deeper look into the brilliant Farmhouse Collection. Now, I know that many of you have already got this collection, but I can guarantee a lot of you may have not even touched this set yet. Well, hopefully, after the next 2 hours, you're going to get some inspiration and you're going to want to join us and get making with that wonderful Farmhouse Collection. Now, remember, as always, we want you to get in touch with the show. Comment below on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll try and read out as many comments and as many questions that we can throughout the show. And, well, there's someone in the studio joining me for the next 2 hours. It's, of course, everybody's favourite. It's the wonderful Jan. Hello, Jan.
Hi, George.
Hello, my darling.
Good to be back again. It doesn't seem 2 minutes since I was here. I've been up and down the motorway like a whiz this week. I'm back again as well later on in the week. I don't know, yes. And this one, I like the masterclass, I must admit.
Yeah.
I know I had a chat with my producer, Georgina, and we sort of formulated a little plan. And what we've done is we're going to try and aim sort of right from the very beginning. So if you're a first-time crafter, if you've only found us today, if you've just joined us, first of all, give us a wave. And second, we're going to start off really quite basic. And then as the show goes through, we'll move through a little bit more advanced. And then I've got a couple of projects at the end. I wouldn't say they're advanced projects, but a bit more of a project rather than just a simple format. So I've picked a few samples out just to give you an idea. If you're brand new to this collection, gorgeous collection and very, very versatile. The theme is farmhouse, so it's all based around that idea. You can see there we've got the farmhouse in the background. This little trio of birds is one of the die sets that we've got on the show for you. And again, lots of different formations, you know, whether you like to colour with your alcohol markers, your watercolour markers, your crayons, whatever you want to use. We've got a gorgeous 6-inch square embossing folder in the kit, which actually embosses those flowers. Now, this one's very cleverly been done. It's been cut out with just some circle dies. So when you emboss it, obviously it just embosses that shape of the flowers. And we're going to use this in the first demo just to show you what that looks like. The papers here are from the collection. Our George is going to go through those shortly with you. This is one of my favourites, and it was when we launched this collection. That lorry, that wagon, whatever you want to call it, was very, very popular. And again, suitable for so many different occasions. I'm going to use it and do a sort of more of a masculine theme card with the with that one later on in the show. And then this one was lovely. This shows some items from the actual stamp sets. There are some stamp and die sets in the collection, and also there's a topper collection. So there are some toppers in the back of the paper pad, and we've got a little collection of toppers themselves. But you can see here, you also get in the kit the die that makes this gorgeous little seed packet here as well, and we're going to have a look at that later on. So I've tried to cram in as much as I can with all the details, with all the elements that we've got from that collection. George, I think you're going to go through in a little bit more detail over there, aren't you? Yes. So really looking forward to getting started on this one.
Absolutely. And you know, it's a great collection, one of the best collections I think we have here at Crafters Companion. There's a little bit of everything within this bundle. Now, we've got different bundles for every price range and whatever you may need. Maybe you need to top up on your consumables with your papers. Maybe you want to look at the dies. Maybe you want to look at the stamps. That's all available. Head to the website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk, and you can see the full range there. But what we've got for you today is a great deal. You're going to get everything that you see here, all the 36 toppers. You're getting the 21 3D toppers, 96 sheets of paper, card, and 93 different elements. Like Jan said, you're getting the embossing folders, you're getting dies, you're getting stamps, you're getting everything there, plus as well, wax melts as well. If you've never done wax sealing before, this is included in this kit. It's a great bundle, and there's something for everybody within here. It's an incredible price of £67, $54, $82.50. Now as well, don't forget that Club Inspire Platinum price, taking an extra 20% off that, £54.03, that is crucial, or $66 for you guys in the States. A brilliant deal and a great price. Loads of you getting in touch as well today. Lola from Virginia, hello. Patty in Michigan, hello to you. Marsha, good afternoon, morning. Patty, love this collection, a lot of love for this collection. Patty over in California, hello to you. Lil in North Yorkshire, a bit closer to home and cope with that. Tina, hello from Battleground, Indiana. Evelyn, good morning from snowy Colorado. And Gilmore, hello, George, Tam, Jan and Team Social and Crafters. We've got the wonderful Crystal on the socials. George and Georgina working the gallery, and Jake and Tracy running around doing absolutely everything. I don't forget about them. them. Unlike our wonderful Ben, no, you can't forget about them. Now, I think it's very important we get stuck into this demo jam because there is so much to play with within this bundle, isn't there?
There is. It's got a bit of everything. We've tried to sort of touch, when we put all the bundles together, you know, when it's sort of round a theme, it's trying to cover as much as possible. So like George says, you know, you've got embossing folders in there, you've got die and stamp sets, so basically stamping, cutting out with the dies, which I'm going to try and show you in the course of the show. You've got some just stamp sets, those paper pads, really nice selection of papers, double-sided papers, textured cardstock, and then the 12 by 12 vellum as well, which again, really useful. We've got some die-cut sentiments in there, there's the wax seal kit, so many different elements for you to be able to play with, but the fact that it's being put together as a collection, you know that everything's going to match. So what we're going to do to start off with, I'm going to keep it very basic. I know a lot of you out there watching have been crafting a little while, but we are getting brand new viewers to our channel every single day. So whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, if you're new to crafting, I'm going to start out my demos aiming at you guys and just keep it nice and simple. It doesn't have to be all singing and dancing. Now, I'm the world's worst at that. I'm a case of like, Jan, step away from it. It's got enough on there. So bringing it back to the basic, not to set a challenge, but it's been nice to actually do rather than doing the full-blown ones. So we're going to use that lovely 6x6 embossing folder, which is called the foliage wreath, and we're going to use that in conjunction with, you get a nice little topper selection. Let me just open these up for you because there are 2 sheets in here, and these have all been die cut ready for you, and they've got little foam pads on the back ready to use. But again, you've got 2 different sheets here, they're not duplicated. So we're actually going to have a look at these, and we're going to use this one first here, so very blessed, in conjunction, because it was a little mini wreath, I thought that went nice with this one, and it's just going to fit nicely inside that area there. So that's where we're going to start. So let's pop those to one side for a second. We'll get that folder out. As I say, it is 6x6 in size. And what I've done is I've cut a piece of cardstock just a little bit smaller. We're looking at 5 3/4 inches square. And I've actually used some of my nesting dies, which I've always got handy. I've always got sort of there just to grab. And I've taken a circle out of the centre of my piece of card, just making sure that when that goes inside the folder, that circle is actually going to fall. And you can see there how it's just falling in line with that beautiful embossed detail around the outside. So let's pop that through the machine first, and again, a 6x6 will fit through your MIDI, it will fit through the Gemini Junior and the larger machines upwards. Now, if you're not using a Gemini, obviously anything that's over a 6-inch plate, we're absolutely good to go. So for just an ordinary, what we call a 2D embossing folder, I'm just going to use my 2 clear plates there. That is sufficient pressure using the Gemini, and pass that through to emboss that detail into the cardstock. And then I've made a matten layer using some of that textured cardstock from the pad. So this is that lovely teal colour there. And when we take this one out of here now, let's see if we can pick up that embossed detail on it for you. So leave that one over there. So if I just tilt this forward there, you see how it's popped that wreath all the way around that die cut circle there. And if I flip it over, you can just see on the back as well, you've got that debossed area. Now again, entirely up to you which way you use it. There's no right and wrong. We all tend to use the embossing facing upwards, but if you want to use that debossed side, absolutely perfect. And all I'm going to do is keep this white for a change. I would normally add ink and things to this, but I'm just going to keep it white, and I'm going to let that blue background do the talking. So I'm going to bring in my double-sided tape pen just to stick together. If you prefer a wet glue, I would actually be going with my Collal all-purpose. So whenever I'm sticking cardstock together, or paper and cardstock, I like the all-purpose glue there, which you'll find on the website. So what I'm going to do then is just pop this together with my tape pen all the way around the edge there, and we're going to actually mat and layer this. So that just means creating a background layer to enhance what we've got on that first piece of cardstock. Now, it may be that you've used some pattern paper for your matte layer, absolutely fine. In this instance, I've gone straight with the cardstock for this layer. So we're going to pop that together like so. Even though it's cut square, I always find it fits better one way than the other. I never don't understand that. The number of times I've done this and had to turn it, and yet it's been cut square.
Yes. It reminds me of bone, you know, like a bone china, those kind of colours together.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? There's a gorgeous range of china, isn't there, in that? Yeah. And then what I've done is I've prepared a base card here, which measures 7 3/4 inches square. And then because I can't make that out of a sheet of RA4, I've literally just used, I'm going to make this a feature of the card where we've got that sort of extra piece there. This one is paper from that beautiful 12 by 12 pad, and you can see how well they coordinate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this one's going to go on the front just here. So we'll get that one stuck down again. Tape pen or the collal glue, whichever you prefer. You'll find that the collal solvent glue doesn't crease your paper like the PVA glue does. So that's why I would always choose that one as a go-to for sticking my cardstock and papers together. So that one's going to go on there. And then I've used a second piece of that blue as another matte layer. And then I've just cut myself a piece of the white stamping card, which is what I started out with. I forgot to say that. This was white stamping card. Right. I've cut another piece and I've taken one of the stamps from the stamp sets that say simply thankful for all you do, and a couple of the little embellishment stamps just to make an insert. Yes. So again, we're going to pop the tape on here just to mat and layer this. So again, just sort of highlighting. It's almost as if you're framing the work that you've done, and it does make a difference, I think. If you wanted to take the centre out of here and sort of be a bit more frugal with your cardstock, you can cut the centre out, because we're only going to see that little border around the edge. And then this one is going to go in the back of the card. Yeah. So get that one stuck down, and then we can pop our tape on the back here, and I'm going to put this one as a greeting inside the card. So that one's going to fit in here like so. And I've made that the exact same size as the one that we worked on with the embossing folder. So what we're going to do then is bring this one to lay directly over the top. So the inside's actually hidden until you open it and find out that there is some more detail there. So again, we'll get this one stuck down, and I'm just putting glue on the half of it that's going to make contact with the card and not all the way round, because obviously we've got this open piece here. So I'm going to line this up with the one underneath, and then that should fit nicely onto here. Okay, and then we're going to take those lovely toppers here, and I'm going to take off the one that says you are blessed. Now there are 2 layers of these, so if you want you can fussy cut around here and you can actually use it as 2 layers, but I always use them separately, because then you've got twice as much for your money. So I'm going to use this part that's got the little foam pads on, and then this one fussy cut round, and you've got a second one of it there. So just sort of making those supplies go a little bit further. And then we're going to put this one in the middle here. Now I'm just going to pop, because I've had my toppers a little while, and a lot of you know that I craft in my conservatory, so the temperatures there fluctuate like mad. And I don't know what state these little foam pads are in by being subjected to those temperatures. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of wet glue on there just to help them along the way there, like so. And then there's also, on this one, I quite like this little tiny blue heart there as well. So I'm going to take that one off, because we're working with that blue theme, just to have that little tiny element, and we're going to pop that just down in the corner there, and I'm literally going to keep it as simple as that. So there's plenty of matting and layering. We've used that embossing folder to create that lovely embossed detail on there, and then literally use just one of those topper elements and that little embellishment and keep it like that. And then we've also got that layer with the stamped section inside where you can write your greeting. So nice and sort of what we tend to refer to as reasonably clean and simple there.
A great card, and it's made that wonderful Farmhouse Collection on that great deal that we've got for you today. Guys, this is the brilliant Farmhouse Collection. I know loads of you have already got this, and some of you have seen it for the first time today. You've got a little bit of everything within this bundle. You've got the dies, you've got the stamps, you've got the embossing folders, you've got paint pads, you've also got wax seals as well within there. A great medium to use within crafting, and it's yours today at that great price of £67.54, $82.50. Loads of love as well for the pickup truck or the vehicle, as many of you, loads of love that. Sandra, my grandson, loves the pickup truck. He's 2 and loves to see Granny's truck on video calls. I have them in red, I have it in blue and yellow, and he tells me which load to put in, even trucks, bunnies, flowers and veg, and everything's done the same. I have the truck from this collection and use it on my Christmas cards for some of my grandkids. It's a great collection. You don't have to use it just on Farmhouse. There's so much you can do with it. Now as well, we've got great deals, different bundles available for you as well, including the paper pads and the vellum as well. Let's take a close look. This is the wonderful vellum collection with those pop-out sheets at the back as well. So you can see some of our pop-outs have already been used, but they're there at the back as well for you. Plus you as well, you're getting the 12x12 vellum in here, a great medium and perfect for this great collection here. You've got all the ginghams as well, you've got the florals, all working together. And like we always do here with Crafter's Companion, everything's working together. You just saw Jan there using those blues and those paper patterns that work together, complementing each other. You've got the fun job of making it all work together and putting it all together. That is one pad you're getting within that deal. You're also going to be getting the cardstock as well. Start with the plain cardstock. I say plain, it's bright and colourful. It's 230 GSM. You're getting 30 sheets of it with inside. Again, all those wonderful farmy colours, the greens, the pinks, you've got the roses, what's that, like a lemon, orange, a honey colour, purples, minty greens, teals as well, with that nice little texture on it as well. Plus, you're going to get the paper, pattern paper as well within this, again, which works alongside it. And remember, double-sided as well. You're getting double paper in here. The question is, which side are you going to use? That's going to be the hard one. There's so much, every time I see this going, I love that. And do you know what else this is great for? Choosing what shirts I want to wear. I've gone for a checkered shirt today. We're on the farm, so I thought I'd put my checkered shirt on. I had a lovely mustard shirt on yesterday. It was on the sale. There's the mustard one. Guys, that is included within that. That's 180 GSM, a great paper pad. This is the deal if you want to get that collection, just the paper pads and the vellum, priced at $28.98, $35.42. And remember that Club Inspire Platinum price as well for £23.18. Or if you're in the States, $27.12. There's other deals as well, other little bundles, stamps and dies. There's over 61 elements in here. You're going to be getting that truck. If you've seen the truck, you can see it there on the bottom right, $29.98, $33.90, and that platinum price as well, $23.98, $27 and 12 cents. Then you've got the dies. What a great little deal. This is half price on this. You're getting the 3 different elements. Thank you, family blessings, and you are loved. £7.48. That's incredible. £7.48, $10.42, and that platinum price as well. Plus, as well, you've got the stamp collection with our wonderful lady. The strong, she reminds me of the kind of from the wartime, the You Can Do It lady there in the bottom left. £4.99, that's $6.95. Saving yourself 50%. What a great deal that is. Now, as well, don't forget, if you're wanting the bundle, if you've seen everything there and you're going, oh, I love that, you may as well go for the bundle, which is everything there, including the wax seals as well. You can see the wax seals up here in the top corner. Everything there, $67.54, $82.50. Alternatively, Club Inspire Platinum price, £54.03, $66. Now, if you are investing in those wonderful paper pads, you're going to need somewhere to store it. Of course you are. Totally Tiffany, she's thought of it. She knows it all. You've got the 12x12 paper handler with 2 packs. So you're going to get 2 of these in here as well, and you're going to get the divider. Sorry, you're going to get one of these with the 2 packs of tap dividers. You can't really see them. There they are, just at the back because it's there see-through. But you can organise your paper in whatever way you need it. Maybe it's on colours, maybe it's on seasons. It's great, it's strong and nice and sturdy. Perfect if you like to craft on your holidays or maybe at your second home. And those handles push down as well. £12.48, $15.98, saving yourself over 30%. But a great collection, this Farmhouse Collection. I just don't know where to start. Jan, this is a beautiful collection. There's so much to it, isn't there?
It is. We're going to keep along that clean and simple look just to start off, as I say, it's keeping it very basic, showing that you don't have to use massive amounts of elements from your actual collection, which means it's going to last you a long time. So I'm not even going to use paper and cardstock with this one, which is very different for me. I usually do the matting and layering. Again, keeping it nice and simple. So we're going to use those. We're going to keep in with the toppers to start off with. I'm going to use this lovely little pink sending birthday wishes one on this one. So again, I've cut a piece of white stamping card, and that one measures 5 inches square. And then again, I've used some of my circle nesting dies. These are our stitched edge circles, and I've just cut a couple this time into it just to give a bit of a feature there. And you can see we've got that. And then I'm thinking of popping the topper to make like that sort of triangle of elements there. But before I do that, I want to add a bit of detail with the scoreboard. And again, you know, don't just think about your scoreboard for creasing that line in the card to fold it over, you know, put your score lines in if you're making boxes and things. Think about decorative elements. So I want the raised side to show on the front of my card. So normally we would actually put our tool into the groove on the scoreboard and press, and it would push that line down to the reverse. So I'm actually going to pop mine over and pop the front of the card base face down. And then I'm just going to sort of eyeball roughly where the centre of my large circle is here. So we're going for about there to start off. And I'm going to bring in, and again, I tend to do 2 or 3 just gentle score lines rather than going in with a full, you know, pressure and risk ripping the card. And then I'm going to go either side of that centre line there. So we've now got sort of 3 score lines, and I'm extending that to the bottom as well. And then I'm going to go either side again until I've got a panel there that's going to form a decorative edge, a decorative element on my cardstock. So again, just going to go 1 more either side, I think, there. And I've created a panel that's about 1 inch across there with those lines. Okay. And I'll be able to show you this. We'll have a little look closer up when I take this off the scoreboard. So again, I'm just going to turn this over and use the other end of my score tool, because I want a really nice impression in those lines there to make sure that we've got, there we go.
Beautiful.
And then down at the bottom as well, just to make sure that we've got that detail showing on the other side. Last one there. So when we take that off now, again, it's white cardstock. It's not the easiest to see, but I'm going to ask our George to come and have a zoom in there and see. Good. Here he comes.
I see.
All right, so just down here now, we've got that set. If I put my hand there, you can see it nicely there, can't you? Again, just to add that bit of detail, and I'm going to keep this section white. All right, so that's as far as we've got so far. And then what I did, I've prepped one that's got all the tape on the back ready, and I've just gone round the outside with a little tiny bit of pink ink from our water reactive ink range to pick up. We're going to be working with that pink topper off the topper collection there. So exactly the same. And then this is actually a 6x6 card blank. I have got many packs of these from collecting the craft kit boxes. All right, we always say, oh, there's 6x6 cards in there, there's 5x7, there's 6x4. So I thought, right, I'm going to actually start and use some of them up. So just a straightforward card, and this has been cut the right size, if I use this one to show you the lineup, just to make that little bit of a topper. And then I've used foam tape on the back of it just to raise it up a little bit. So we're going to take this off the back and add that onto our card blank, and then literally keep it fairly simple again. So again, you know, cards don't have to be all singing and dancing. They don't have to be covered in mats and layers. You know, literally, if you want to keep them nice and simple, especially if you're batch making cards. I know a lot of you guys out there like to make multiples of a design, especially if you're selling your cards, if you're passing them on to charities and things like that. So again, I want to have the circles down in this right hand corner here. So this one's now going to go onto the front like so, just leaving a 1/4 inch border all the way around there, and it's nicely supported underneath. And then all we're going to take is that one topper again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use that top layer again. So I've still got these that are on the background sheet that I can cut out with my scissors.
Of course.
I'm going to add that little bit of extra glue there, just in case, because as I say, these have been in my craft room quite a while. And then I'm literally going to make sort of like a triangle effect.
Okay.
With those 2 die cut circles and the topper. And then I've just brought along some little tiny pink pearls that I've got in my stash, and I'm just going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. Always odd numbers with the embellishments. I don't know why, odd numbers seem to work better.
I do love the odd numbers though, it does
so
make
1,
sense.
2, 3, and I've just got my sticky, my pencil's got that little tiny sticky edge on it there.
Right, I didn't know you were doing that. I was like, this
Yeah,
is a good
it's a
pencil.
special one, George.
Yeah.
I actually bought it from when I was working at the store. It's actually a Sticks 2 product, so I don't think we stock it on our website.
Right.
You will be able to get them obviously from Sticks 2, but we did have them in at the store, and I thought, what a great idea. It doesn't feel sticky to touch, but it actually grabs the pearls and allows you to place them. So again, just keeping that as simple as that. That is all I'm going to do to it, and let that card do the work. Really clean and simple. You've got room to write your message if you wanted to add a little bit more detail inside to link it together. But basically just keeping that exactly what we call when we say clean and simple.
Jan, I love that. So
Nice and elegant, isn't it? And very easy if you wanted to sort of replicate it using, you know, the other toppers that are on that collection there, yeah?
Christenings, wow, so many ideas for that card. Guys, that is all part there of the Farmhouse Collection that you're seeing on screen today. Loads of you getting in touch today. Melanie saying, beautiful card. Jan, Tina, I love that card. So simple, but yet so heartful. Laura saying, I love the look of wax seals, but I refuse to use them. It's like a hoarding issue. They do look beautiful in that box, but I promise you, they even look better once you've used them. Susan, hello, George, Jan and Team Social at Crafters and all the CC team. So good to see you, and I always love Jan's teaching. And Carrie Shaw on Facebook, I love this collection. I ordered it a few weeks ago. Can't wait to get my hands on it. Definitely flagging this show for later on. Don't forget, you can save all our shows, any shows which you particularly love, save them to your own profile, and you can come back and watch them at any time on YouTube at all. Now, loads of great deals for you on the show today. Head to the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk to see everything on the show today. We've also got a great deal on inks for you. Ink pads and blending sponges, all part of the great deal today. You're going to get this great stack of ink pads here, and it's coming alongside the wonderful 4 blending sponges, $31.93, $44.48. You're saving yourself 20%. Plus, you're getting 7 different ink pads. You're getting orange, you're getting pink topaz, you're getting the smoke plume, grasshopper, sandstorm, I love sandstorm, pale fig, and Oasis, all water reactive, perfect to be using alongside with the blending sponges. $31.93, $44.48. We've also as well got great deals on more tools. Now you see our demonstrators using these all this time, the experts. They love our blending tools. The square ones we've got, you get the stand, and then you're getting the extra refills as well. They are Velcro, they stick to the handles, nice and easy. $14.99, $19.99, saving over 50%, and you'll be getting the craft mat alongside it as well. That is coming. Maybe you prefer the round blending sponges as well. They're coming in the great deal as well at $14.99. You're going to be getting the craft mat as well with those. You're also going to get the round blending sponges alongside with the refills as well. $14.99, $19.99. Alternatively, remember that platinum price. Club Inspire, you're going to get an extra 20% off, $11.99, $15.99 for you guys over in the States. Loads of you getting in touch today, loads of you saying hello. It's great to have you. Susan, yes, Jan, yes, indeed, an elegant card. Teresa, great card. Jan, Mary on YouTube, I love these simple cards. I forget that I don't have to use everything. That is very true. And Crafty Becky on YouTube, very simple card. I absolutely love it. Remember, it's all been made with this wonderful Farmhouse Collection. I know loads of you have got this as well, but I think it's time we had a look at another demonstration from one of the most favourite collections here at Crafters Companion. Jan, what are we going to be doing next with this wonderful collection?
I'm just trying to find my stamp that I need. I'll have a look in a second there. It's not the one that I've got out. I want one of the others, but I'll have a look through. So what we're going to do now then, we thought we've got Farmhouse Collection, but we've also got Valentine's Day coming up. So who'd think about using a Farmhouse Collection and making a Valentine's card? So what we're going to do is we're going to just take out again one of the elements, this time out of the stamp set, but just look in here at this gorgeous little row of bunnies here, just shouting out to be used, I think, for a Valentine's card. And I was very excited on my schedule for next month, which I've just got through. I think we've got a whole show just designated to Valentine projects. So that's all I know at the minute. So I'll keep you updated, but I got very excited about that because I think there's so many different ways, whether you want to keep it nice and clean and simple, whether you want to go the whole hog, whether you want to, we'll put gift boxes in there as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one later on next month. So what we've got then is I've just got a little scrap of Nina stamping card. I've got my stamping platform at the ready. And I'm just going to pop this in, and again I always take a piece that's slightly bigger than I need, and then we can actually cut things out afterwards. So again, we pop that in there. We need those little bunnies off the stamp there. All right, and I'm going to pop these just in the middle because I'm going to cut them out straight afterwards. Pick them up with the platform, and then I've chosen an alcohol proof ink because I'm just going to add a touch of colour with some of my tri-blend markers there, the alcohol markers. I'm not going to do a lot of colouring. Again, I'm just working on that sort of cleaner look just to show you, you know, that you don't have to use masses and masses out of your kits. So again, we're going to pop that onto the Nina. Just apply a little bit of pressure all the way down there, make sure it's all made contact with the cardstock, and just look how cute they are. Aren't they adorable?
Love those.
All right, so then I'm literally going to take the two markers, and I've just picked out a pink and a grey, and then I just want a bit of scrap card here to pop underneath. And then literally I've got the very pale pink blend here just to do inside their little ears here. So each one's got one ear facing this way. So he's got a nice little pink section there.
Cute.
They really are cute, and I just thought, yeah, what can we do that's a bit different? Because I know when we've had the collection on before, and there are some shows out there, like we said, if you go through YouTube, you can always find the previous shows and watch them back. So I wanted to just do something a little bit different. So I've now got my ice grey blend, and I've also brought in my blender. So this is actually a classique because there isn't a blender pen in the tri-blends, because the nature of these are 3 shades of one colour. Obviously the blender is just the alcohol without any colour in there. So this is actually my classic blender. And what we're going to do is we're going to use again the lightest one. I don't want to have a massive amount of colour on here. And I'm just going to highlight round the edge of the little bunny, round the edge of his paw and on here. And then I'm going to take the blender and I'm literally just going to almost like try and smudge the edge. And what it does by putting that neat alcohol in there with no colour, it's just going to fade that edge out a little bit so that it's not such a harsh line. So let it do its stuff, and then we're going to come on to the next one. So again, and I'm going to keep on the same, because I'm working on the left-hand side, I'm going to keep the grey on the left-hand side for all of that little row of bunnies so that it looks as if it's all in the same place there. So again, each time I've done it, just work one at a time. Don't be sort of tempted to race ahead, because if you do them all, you'll find that that pen starts to dry. And if the alcohol's evaporated, it's dried, then your blender's not going to work as efficiently. So again, I'm not going over the top of the grey. I'm just smudging the edge of it with that blender, and it just softens it a wee bit and doesn't make it look quite so harsh. So again, just all the same down that left-hand side here. Little bit under the chin there and on that back.
It just lifts them, doesn't it?
Honestly, it makes them sort of become more 3D rather than it just being a flat image on a page. Okay, so even though they're all white bunnies in a row, and I mean, you might want to colour yours in different colours, but I didn't want to add a lot of colour because I want to turn it, as I say, into a Valentine card. So again, just down that edge, Okay, down each one. And as I say, don't be tempted to rush along and go too fast. You want this blender to work with the ink while it's still wet. So just keep swapping from one to the other and take them all the way down until you've got them all coloured in.
Perfect.
Okay, so we'll just skip that bit. And then what I've done is I've taken my little snips, and because this is just one of the stamp sets. Some of the sets are stamps and dies, but this one's just a stamp set. So I've taken my little snips and I've just fussy cut these out with the snips out of that piece of card. And you can see there, we've taken the colour all along, but it's just faded nicely on that edge so that it's not so harsh and just giving that hint of sort of shaping there. So that's my actual artwork that we're going to work with. And again, I've taken one of those 6x6 card blanks out of those old kits that I've got hundreds and hundreds of. I've taken a piece of white stamping card that I've just cut down slightly. We're looking at 5.5-inch square there so that we've got a nice border. And then again, you know, if you've already got this collection, I bet you've got a bag of scraps. I always keep mine in a plastic wallet, and I keep it with my 12-inch pads so that if I'm doing a project, the first thing I do, check the scrap bag and see if there's anything there that can be used before I cut into a new sheet. Could be why I've got so many 12x12 paper pads left. But needless to say, I found a couple of scraps. So these are just slightly wider, and I'm going to trim them down when they're stuck on. But what I've done is I've taken a piece of that very pale pink textured card, and I'm literally just tearing towards me away from that, and it's exposing that white core in the cardstock there. And I love that sort of soft feathered edge. So you can see there now that we've got two edges there with that. Now you can ink this. Once you've exposed that core, it takes the ink really well because it soaks into the card fibres, but I want to leave them white. So that's going to be one layer. And then you've also got that gorgeous vellum as well. And I've done exactly the same with the vellum. I'm just tearing towards me. If you tear away from yourself, you'll get that white feathered edge on the back of it. So if you want to see the edge so that you can sort of use it as a feature, tear towards you. And I just run down with my thumb so that I'm tearing, and that's pretty much, rather than just tearing a whole piece and you're not knowing where it's going to go, just holding my thumb against it, and I'm literally going up and down. I don't particularly want a straight line. And then these are going to go on here like so. I think maybe that way like that. So we'll get those stuck down first. So the pink one's going down first. Again, I'm just going to use a little bit of that tape pen, and I've made these slightly wider so that we can trim them afterwards. Now you could fold that excess round the back if you wish. I had that one at the bottom, didn't I? So that one's going to go there like so.
A lot of you loving the basics on this. You're going to take me back to basics.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to do to start out with, because sometimes, as I say, I know we've got new crafters joining us all the time, and it can be a bit scary sometimes when we're doing a fancy project that's got all these different elements to it and think, oh my goodness, I'm not at that stage yet. So with it being a masterclass, I thought, right, we'll start at the beginning. I've got some more, not interesting, some more, not even more difficult projects, but a bit more advanced as we go through the show. So I thought I had, let's grab the other one. I'm just going to swap to my dotty tape pen now, because I found on the back of the vellum this doesn't show up as much as the double-sided. So again, just a little bit on there, and then this one's going to go on top of it here, just to expose a little bit of the pink underneath. And then once we've got that in place, I'm going to take these and just trim, using that card now as a guide, and trim those sides off, because I want it to stop level with the outside of the card. So again, just by making it a bit longer, I find this easier than trying to keep those edges perfectly straight and find out that maybe you've not cut it quite right. But you can see there, and that glue, I think I've got
I can't see it, Jan.
I can see a hair under there, which I'm not quite sure how that's got in, and I'm going to have to move it. There we go, look. But you can see that there's hardly any of those dots showing.
Can't see that, Jan.
So then again, we can now get this onto the card blank. So I'm going to swap back to my double-sided tape, or again, if you prefer the wet glue, stay with that all-purpose glue. All right, whatever you're using, cardstock to cardstock or paper to cardstock, that all-purpose glue will always be your friend. If any of you have ever experienced that wrinkling of your paper when you've stuck it down, it's because the PVA glues have a water content in them, and the water seeps into the fibres of the card, and once it's in there it's really hard. I've tried running projects back through the Gemini to flatten them, and it really is hard to get rid of those wrinkles. This one won't do that because it's a solvent-based glue. There's no water there to soak in. All right, so we've got those at the ready. Now then, just before I put all the embellishments on, the other stamp set I was looking for, there's one of them there, and I can't for the life of me remember which one it was, that's got a "with love" on it. Just bear with me a second.
That's all right. I'll read some of these wonderful comments out while you're looking for that stamp. Mary on YouTube, I need to get started on my Valentine, so I'll have them ready to mail. Mary, how many people are you sending a Valentine's card to? Hey, I best get one, Mary. I'll be disappointed if not. Laura on YouTube, loving the Back to Basics class. Mary, again, I love this idea of using the blender like this. I'll definitely have to try this. Don't forget, Sundays is Colour Me Happy, 12 p.m. here in the UK, at 7 a.m. in the East Coast. I'm back on Sunday. It's all about the illustrators. I'll have an hour and a half just on those. If you want to get into your colouring or learn more about our colouring, our Colour Me Happy shows are the shows for you. Watch them back on YouTube anytime. It's me and Debbie Fisher. It's me and the Fishmeister back here on Sunday, all about the illustrator, the fishmonger, Debbie the Fishmonger. I like. My granddad used to work on the docks and the fish. He used to think of
Fishmonger.
Fishmeister, fishmonger.
She's just the fish.
She's just a fish.
She's just lovingly known as the fish, bless her.
Lovely.
She is.
Have you found your stamp?
I found my stamp, yes, I have. I've got it. It was in one of my other demo packs. So yeah, this one's Let Love Grow, which is a completely different stamp set. I'm going to come back to this. This is the one that's got that lovely seed packet die in there. But on the stamp set, there's just a little tiny "With Love," and that's what I wanted for this particular one. So it's just a little tiny wee stamp there. That's all I'm after. And I'm going to pop that on my stamping platform and just lay out where I want these to go. We're going to have bunnies along there, and I've just used, I know you've all got a stash of paper punches like I have. I've got a whole drawer full, so I've just dug one of those out, and it cuts out a lovely little heart there. So I've just got a couple of those out of the pink, and then I'm going to stamp the "With Love" just sort of at the side of it there. So just using those as positioners, I'm going to add and stay with that Flagstone ink because I had that one out, but you can use the black, you can use one of the coloured quick dries if you wanted to keep that theme all the same, and then just line up whereabouts I want that on here. And it is a slightly curved stamp. I don't mind that because it's intended to go with the stamp set here with the banner. Yes. So the stamp's just curved slightly to fit that in there. But as I say, I don't mind that on here. So we've got the "With Love." I've got a bit missing off the end, but if that happens, in comes the trusty art liner. And we're just literally going to pop those last bits in, and nobody would be any the wiser there that they were missing. All right, so now I've got those in position, I can actually stick. Now you could pop the little bunnies on foam if you wish. Yeah. I'm actually going to keep this one flat because if you are posting things, I think these days it's easier to keep things flat. The postage has got so expensive that the minute you start adding bulk to it, obviously it changes the postage here in the UK. I don't know what it's like in the States, but keep it all flat if it's going through the mail. So the little bunnies are going on there, and then we've just got those two tiny little hearts.
Plus as well, if you, the bunnies might hop off.
They might, you never know. We don't want them hopping off, do we?
No, exactly.
We don't. Right, now, producer Georgina in my ear is just saying that she thinks it will look nice with a little board around it. So if you ask,
all right,
if you
Georgina.
ask, you get. Right, so here we go with the art liner. You've seen me do this before, and I deliberately don't go for a straight line. There's no way I could draw a straight line freehand, so it's deliberately wonky. So we go across, and we just wave it up and down from one corner to the next. Yeah. We're going to go down here, and I'm going to stop when I get to the vellum and come out the other side because I don't want it to go across that bit all the way around the bottom. And I think you're perfectly right there, Georgina. I think it just frames it. It draws your eye into the card. We're going to go there, and we're going to go up, and then you go around a second time.
You know people are going to be asking for these in stamps, don't you? The Jan border stamps. That's what people are going to be asking for.
Maybe.
You never
so
know. This
time, where I came down with the line, I'm going to go the opposite way. So this time we're going to go over the top, under, and you just create like a chain effect round it, and it's brilliant for just adding that little bit of something.
Love
so
that,
again,
Jan.
up, down, up, and all the way around. So just follow what you did the first time, but where you came down with the line the first time, you're going to go over the top of it and create. And it doesn't matter, you know, it's not meant to look perfect.
No.
So if it doesn't quite work, don't worry about it. And then just to finish off, I normally put some little like sewing lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one there, so we'll stay over this side. And then this one, we'll just do a couple. There you go, Georgina, especially for you.
Love that.
Just draws your eye in, doesn't it, and frames it there. So let's just pop you that one round so you can see. But again, you know, who would have thought of thinking of picking out your Farmhouse Collection to actually make a Valentine card there, George?
Absolutely.
Especially for you. I can't send it you now because you'll know it was me, won't you? Eh?
It's hard being the office hottie. Guys, loads of love for that card. So simple but effective. Gilmore on YouTube. Oh, I'm loving this card. And she says, Jan, your wonky lines are lovely. Your wonky lines are lovely. Guys, remember, it's part of that nature, that Farmhouse Collection. So much love for it. Remember, individual items are available. If you've already got something or you see a few bits that you like, you can buy everything individually. Head to the website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. Don't forget as well, we have got bundles available for you, including paper pad bundles and vellum. You've just seen Jan using it there. You've got the 12 by 12 paper pad, the mixed paper pad here. Again, it's that wonderful double-sided, so much choice within this, including the gingham, you've got the florals, you've got the stripes. The question is, which side are you going to use? I think at that price you can get 2 sets of them because you want to use both sides. Half price today, $28.98, $35.42. You're also going to be getting the textured cardstock as well, which complements it. 230 GSM, 12 by 12. Again, all the corresponding colours to work alongside the yellows, the purples, the oranges, lemons, the pinks, all different colours, plus as well you're getting that vellum as well, 12 by 12, and at the back of the 12 by 12 vellum you've also got those pop-out sheets as well, where everything just pops out for you there, working alongside it, plus that incredible sheets of vellum, a great material. I didn't realise how easy vellum ripped. I thought vellum is great, isn't it? It just tears quite easy.
I love it. One of the biggest issues with vellum is people often wonder how to stick it down.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lot of things like double-sided tape tends to show through the vellum. It's not so bad when you've got a patterned one because you can hide it behind some of the darker colours. But I find that the dotty tape pen works a treat behind it.
Yeah.
And also it's sort of thinking about it, for example, if I bring this one back in that I just used, if you know that you're going to have that detail over the top, stick a strip of tape underneath where they're going to sit, and you know that that's going to anchor it, and then this sticks over the top. It may be that you want to use a couple of little brads at either side to anchor it as well. So there are ways around it, George.
Absolutely. Guys, loads of you loving this show, loads of you with things in your baskets. I'd hate for things to sell out and for you to miss out, so make sure you check out those baskets, and we'll see you on the other side of this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set. Quick Buy, get yours now.
Yes, welcome back to your masterclass here on Crafters TV. My name's George Akid. Happy Tuesday wherever you are in the world. Remember, get involved with the show, Facebook or YouTube. Comment below. I'll try and read out as many comments or questions. And a lot of you are asking to see wax melts. The wax seals. We're going to try and do that a little bit later on for you in the show. That's how it works. You want to see something, we'll try our very best to get that in the show for you. Loads of you loving that card beforehand with the pen, with the art liner. How simple that was. Mary, she's got, it looks like I need to add art liners to my order. Of course, and Rhonda on YouTube. The lines make a rather plain card look amazing. I love the wonky lines. If you miss what we're talking about, don't forget you can come back and watch this show later on whenever you wish on YouTube, and you can watch the show back as many times as you wish. Loads of love today in this show. We're all about the Farmhouse Collection. However, a lot of you are buying the paper pads, and Tony Tiffany, you know what they do. They do great storage, especially for crafters, but you guys do a lot more with it than just craft items. But we've got this field on the show today. They're a 12 by 12 paper handler. Where are the handles? I hear you cry. Boom, they're there. They're nice and sturdy. Imagine a few of these stacked up on your shelves. You've got that wonderful pull out as well. I've got about 5 paper pads in here, great size paper pads. I'll show you how, nice and sturdy. Plus as well, you're going to get 2 packs of tab divider pockets. I was just talking to Jan about this. Remember beforehand, Jan was saying the scrap bag. Well, you're going to get enough in there to put your scraps inside that. So you can put that in front of each paper pad, and you've got the little tabs as well to put at the top. So you know if it's your Farmhouse Collection, maybe it's the Before Christmas, maybe it's Be Beautiful collection. Whatever you've got in there, you can keep that. And like Jan said beforehand, before you cut into that beautiful fresh sheet of paper, have a look in the scrap box. £12, $48, $15.98. It's over 30%, plus that incredible platinum price of £9.98, $12.78. There's 5 storage pads in there, and it's honestly, it is made of plastic, but it's so sturdy. And if you are wondering about the handles, they go down like that. Imagine a few of those. If you go on holiday a lot, maybe you've got a second home, a holiday home, and you like to take things there, this would be perfect for transporting them for you. Loads of you as well.
Can I just add, sorry, George, I don't like interrupting you, but just to add to that, I know a lot of you out there, including me, love that cube storage from that certain Scandinavian store. These fit perfectly inside the cubes. I use these. I've got them stacked. I think I've got about 4 fits in one cube, and each one's got about, like you say, 5 paper pads in there. And then I write the name on the spine of the paper pad with a permanent marker so that you can actually, because those are transparent, you can see what name the paper pad is then without pulling it out off the shelf.
I will turn it around so you can see what I mean.
Yeah, I store them like that. And then on the edge there, I just use a permanent marker. So either one of your black alcohol markers, or there are other brands out there, and then you can see which paper pad it is just by looking at the title on the end before you pull out the one that you want. And then you can put your dividers in the middle like that. I love that idea. I love that. Certain Scandinavian store. That's certain Scandinavians that we all shop in there, don't we?
I have IKEA idea you're talking about. That can be yours today for £12.48, $15.98. But today's show is all about the Farmhouse Collection. It's a masterclass all about the Farmhouse Collection. It's a great bundle. It's one of your favourites. I know loads of you have got this, and loads of you are going, I forget I've got this. There's so much within it. You've got dies, you've got embossing folders, you've got dies, you've got not stencils unfortunately, you've got wax seals, you've got pretty much everything in there. Toppers, there's so much for your money, plus that wonderful paper pads, plus the vellum, 36 toppers, 21 3D toppers, 96 sheets of paper and card, and 93 different elements. You can buy everything individually. You can head to the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu and you can buy the items individually. We've also got some great bundles as well. Maybe you're more interested in the stamps, maybe you want the dies, maybe you just want the paper pads. They're available for you. However, if you're looking at it and going, well, I like that and I like that, the best deal you're going to get is if you're buying this today. It's £67.54, $82.50, saving yourself over 60% if you're buying the bundle today. And that incredible platinum price, £54, 3 pence, that's essential, and $66. Loads of you loving it. John, what are we going to do next for this collection?
What we're going to do next, right, I'm going to come on to sort of more, rather than card making, this one's a little gift. So it may be that you want to add this in, you know, as if you're saying a thank you to somebody, or if you want to sort of look at it and add it to other bits and pieces. So I was talking on the show the other day about Happy Mail, George, which is a thing with crafters. I know some of you will know what I'm talking about, whereas you actually make things as a gift to send to someone just because you can, not necessarily for any particular occasion. And I know a lot of people have said, oh, it's brightened my day, I've received a package and it makes it change for it not to be a bill, you know, and when you open it up, you've got actual crafty goodies in there that you can use. So it may be that you make something for them, you pop a card in there. It may be that you've got a particular die that you can cut some die cut elements out for them. It may be that you want to make some little embellishments and add those in there and just post them off to somebody as a nice surprise gift. So this is just an idea on a really simple, easy gift. Again, just using snippets of those paper. It's using bits that are left over. So we're going to use the Let Love Grow, which is where I've just taken that little tiny With Love stamp from. And this one's a stamp and die set. So you're going to get the metal work in there. And this is the one that makes the little seed packet. We're going to do that to go along with our gift as well. I'll show you how that's really simple to put together. And then also in here, we've got a little acrylic stamp set that's got some of the designs on there. So you've got that lovely little scroll, and the With Love is just curved slightly to fit in the gap. You've got a frame in there, you've got some sentiments in there as well as embellishments, but I'm going to use that lovely little watering can there with the flowers in. So I've popped a piece of cardstock on my stamping platform at the ready. We're just going to, again, much bigger than what I need because we're going to cut this out, and this one has actually got the die set with it, so we can use the die to cut this out. And when you're into these smaller items like this, you'll find that these will fit through like your mini. So if you've got the Gemini Mini, or if you've got the MIDI, if you don't want to use one of the big machines and save your sort of plates, I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, I'm going to do here because that's what I've got out, but at home I would definitely be using my Mini to pop these through. Why bother sort of using up those big Gemini plates if you don't have to? So again, stamped out beautifully there. We'll take that off. I'll grab my piece of scrap card, and again, just going to keep it nice and simple. I've chose 3 colours so that it doesn't get too busy. We're going to stick with the ice grey for the watering can. I've picked out a lavender blend because the paper that I'm going to use is got that gorgeous sort of almost sketch design on there, which is in the lavender, and then that beautiful sort of gingham check on the back of it if you wanted to use the reverse side. And then I've also chosen a green for the leaves in there. So again, just to do this nice and quickly, I've got one that I've already done, but again, just add. And again, the biggest tip I can give you with the alcohol markers is to just work on a small section at a time. Because the minute that ink hits the cardstock, it's going to start, the alcohol will start evaporating to leave the colour behind. So obviously under the lights here it's a lot warmer, and the last thing you want is for all the alcohol to have evaporated, because then you're going to struggle to get it to blend. So this time, instead of bringing that blender in, I'm going to do it with the actual colours in the pen. So I've just gone in with the light one first, then I'm just going to tease that medium one down the edge there, and then back to the light, and literally just blend those edges in. And then let it dry. You know, you might think, oh, it's not quite the look I was after, but don't forget that all the alcohol has to evaporate. So let it dry first, and then go back and see whether you need to add any more shading to it.
I love this.
So again, just doing that small section at the top there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to flip this over to the darkest one. And because all the flowers are hanging over the top there, you're going to get like a little shadow underneath where the flowers are sat. So I'm just going to bring all that through. I'm going to do darker on here. And then again, I'm going to go back to the light because it's such a small area. Just nudge that line and bring the light one back in. And then I'm going to go for it across the bottom here.
No stopping you now, Janet.
See if I can get it all done. Do you know, I think my pen's getting low on ink. I do use the grey a lot. And when I was doing this at home the other day, I thought, it's, I think it's actually getting low on ink. So I might have to replace some of mine.
Love this. Loads of you saying about this collection. Beth saying she doesn't buy many collections, but the Farmhouse Collection was one that she bought and she uses it every single time. And loads of you doing that as well. It's a great collection. Remember, if you are you may have got the stamps, maybe you've got the dies, but you want more of the consumables, the paper pads, the vellum. We've got great bundles just on those for you today. So do not miss out. If you need to restock on things, head to the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. You can see those brilliant deals we've got, plus a lot of you loving those totally Tiffany handle cases. They are brilliant. They are great. Loads of you. Jane on YouTube. I've not been home from work. I've not been long from home from work and really should be getting on with the tea, but Jan's on, so you're gonna have to wait. I can't disagree. It depends what you're cooking though.
Bless you.
What are you making? That's the question, Jane. What are you making?
They'll all be sat there waiting for the tea. I love it.
What are we having? Fish and chips? Oh, fish and chips.
There we go. That's the grey done. And then we've got that lavender. I'm just going to go really quickly around the roses. As I say, I would spend more time doing this at home.
Yeah.
But you get the idea there.
Susie T's been on. She went, Headmistress Jan, you are outstanding, outdoing yourself with these demos. Beautiful. This is why I'm such a Jan fan.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. I do try my best to do something a bit different for you guys.
Yeah.
I think I've sort of got a bit of a name for that now. People expect it to be something different. So yeah, I always think, you know, yeah, a set's brilliant and we always bring you good value here at Crafters. But if you can get your set to do something else as well, then it's got much more sort of worthwhile rather than it just being bought and it doing one job. And that's what I like. When I get new products in, I always like to think, well, yeah, that's the concept design. That's what Leanne and her team planned for it. But what else can it do? And that's the bit that I get the excitement out of. What else can I do with it? Like I said earlier, you know, I wouldn't necessarily have thought of going to a Farmhouse Collection to make a Valentine card. Not unless my Valentine bow was the farmer, of course. But yeah, you know, just thinking outside of the box. That's the bit that I like to do, and I like to look at what else you can do with a collection other than what it was. Leanne probably hates me. She's probably like, why aren't you doing it like I planned it, Jan? You know, this is what we planned for it. This is what we designed for it. But yeah, I love trying to find out, and I think if you can get more for your money out of something, even better.
Jill Craft is asking, not Lil, as I said earlier, her name's Jill Craft, but she has her name backwards, is L-L-I-J. Jill Craft. She went, can't you refill the pens, Jan? Is that an option? Or?
I would need to double check that. I know some of them are refillable, but I would need to double check on the website which ones are. I'm not sure about the tri-blends because of the makeup of the pen. With it having the different, so this one's obviously got the two different elements in. So you've got the light tone and the medium tone in the same part. So I would just need to double check that one. I think the original ones were refillable, and we do sell the inks. But just off the top of my head, without checking, it's not something I've done for a while. I would just need to check up without giving. I wouldn't want to give you the wrong information. So again, just adding a little bit of detail. I'm really sort of take more time if I was doing this at home. And then within your set, within the metalwork there, we've actually got the die that will cut this out. So again, if I lift this up for you, you can see that that cutting edge is right along the centre. So it's not on the inside edge and it's not on the outside edge. It's right round the centre of the metal. So bearing that in mind, we need a little bit of low tack tape just to hold it in place. And bearing in mind that that cutting edge is in the centre, I like to just pop this so that I can see most of my design. So I've got the inside edge of the die up to the line art of my actual stamped image, all right? And then we're literally, I've still got my junior plates out there. It is a thin metal die, so just the normal combination, and then pop that through. And we've got our die cut element there at the ready.
Do you know what? I think Crafty Becky P sums us up perfectly on YouTube. The Farmhouse Collection goes great with holidays, Easter, Valentine's Day, Mother and Father's Day. I love using Farmhouse. I think she's bang on the money
It's
there.
a nice collection.
There with it.
So again, you can just see, you get that lovely sort of little edge, which I like. I like that around the edge of the stamps.
Nice.
I think it just frames them. It makes them look like a little topper. If you're not so keen on the white edge all the way around it, then of course you can use your little snips and you can cut round it, no problem. So I'm just going to take my die. The number of times I've thrown the card in the bin and my die's still been stuck to it, I'm learning from that to make sure that we pop that back in place. I don't think that's much different to the one, pretty much the same there, I think, aren't they?
Pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah. So same idea. So we'll use the one that I've just done there. And then what I've got, I've got some of these in my kit, and it's literally just a little lined notepad, you know, like for making a shopping list on. So I've cut a piece of mount board that will fit on the back of it so that it's quite a decent weight on the back. And then again, I've used some pieces from that kit. So this is the lilac from that textured card pack. And I've cut this long enough to wrap around the top and stick on the back here to make a front for it. And then again, I've taken one of those pieces of paper and just cut it slightly smaller, inked around the edge with the pale fig ink, and we're just going to pop that together. So I've used some red line tape on the back of here, because if this is going to be lifted up to use, we want to make sure it's going to stay in place. So I've just added tape onto the bit that's going to stick along the top here and over the back. The rest of it at the front, obviously you need to be able to lift up and down. So line it up at the bottom, make sure everything's nice and square, and then literally fold it over that top edge, and then fold it over the back as well. And then make sure once it's there that we give it a nice seal into place. And then you've got that front part. And then I'm going to flick back to my double-sided tape pen again, or like I've said before, I know I keep going on about it, but it really is worth getting the right tools for the job. So if you're using your wet glue, stick with that all-purpose glue there. So again, I'm using the tape pen. I'm just going to pop that as a matten layer on the front there. And then we're going to use our little watering can with the lilac flowers in. You can see why I chose the lilac now. And then also in here you get a gorgeous little set. You get the word from, grow. You get let and love. So let love grow, and then you've got the words for you as well. So I've die cut this little set here, and I've just popped them onto a little piece that I've cut out so that we've got a nice little sentiment in there as well. So that's just going to go on here like so. And I think, I've put some tape on here. I tell you, I overuse my red line tape. I'm always reaching for it. So I'm just going to pop that sort of slightly lower than the centre. And then we'll pop a little bit of wet glue on the back. Again, if you wanted to use foam pads, you could use those.
This would be a perfect Mother's Day gift. Mother's Day here is March here in the UK.
Absolutely, yep. And again, that one's just going to go as a decoration on the front.
And you could do a card to match, you could do gift tags to match. There's so much you could do with it once it's something like this. And
then what I'm going to do as a matching element for it is to actually cut you that little seed packet, because this is so cool. So on here you get the die, the outline die here. And again, I've taken a piece of that same paper, so the one with the lilac outlines on there, and just made it big enough to fit this one on. And again, with it being Farmhouse, I think it was designed as a seed packet, but who's to say that you couldn't put a nice sort of little sachet of hot chocolate in there,
Nice.
or a tea bag. If you've got some different flavoured tea bags in there, you might want to use it for a gift card. It might want to be, you know, if you're using actual money, you could fold some money up and pop it in here. But yeah, just a nice little sort of extra gift. Just have a little surprise in. Again, we were talking about that happy mail. It could be that you make some of these and slot some of your embellishments inside. You might want to share, you know, if you're having a clear out and you find out you've got, oh, goodness me, I've got loads of purple buttons. I'm going to share some with somebody. You know, this is great for that kind of thing, and it's so quick and simple to put together.
Wedding confetti.
Yep.
Wedding. Lenny's just saying in Denmark, those notepad gifts are very popular in Denmark, and they make them in a wallet style cover.
Ah, yeah,
Very
fantastic.
nice. Yeah, loads. I love that.
So this has actually cut out the shape, and it's also put the score lines in. So I'm going to fold that piece back and use my bone folder there, just making sure that everything's nice and straight to crease that one in. And then you've also got some glue tabs on the other side. So we're literally going to pop those in as well.
Love that.
Okay, and then it's got a little sort of cut in here so that when it's all folded together, your flap at the top here is going to seal inside. So all I'm going to do literally is add some of my double-sided tape down those glue tabs and across the bottom. And because it's die cut, you know that everything's going to work beautifully. So we're going to fold both of those in, and I always fold the side in and the bottom piece over the top, so that if you're sliding something inside, let me just grab a bit of that card, it's going to fit without hitting. If you fold the bottom in first and then the side, you find that you get a bit of interference at the bottom with whatever you're sliding inside. And then close the little door, and it will all line up nicely along that edge there. And then once you're happy with it, you can seal everything down. And the fact that these are double-sided papers, you've got the inside actually done as well. And then again, the little slit here is just for that tab on the pocket to slot inside. And then again, because we've got that extra one, we'll put the other little watering can on here. And again, you've got a lovely little gift set. You could make, like George says, add a card to it if you want to make a card with the same sort of details on. Pop something in there, a nice little treat in there, or a little bit of money, or a gift card. It might be a gift card for such as one of the coffee houses or something like that. Yeah. Producer Georgina saying a £50 note would be very nice. I'll see what I can manage, George. But then you've got that gorgeous little gift set there. You've got that pad, which is usable for making your shopping list, or it could be your crafty ideas or whatever it is you want to do. And then you've got that lovely little gift pocket to go with it that you can slot some detail, whatever it is, in there. It might be one of those, you know, you can buy the commemorative coins and things like that. It might be something like that. But again, just something totally different there to give you an idea of a gift rather than a card.
Absolutely.
To show you them that way there.
That's beautiful, Jan. I love that.
Okay.
Great collection. Not only do you love the collection, you love Jan. Dieta on YouTube. Jan is the best teacher. Jan rocks. I could watch her every day. And we're going back later on tonight with a brilliant launch day. And Monica on Facebook. I love to watch and see Jan demo. She explains so much and so carefully. Not only do you love Jan, you love this collection as well. It's the Farmhouse Collection. It's been around for a while, but you guys always love it, and it's always a very popular item because you can see why. There's so much within this bundle. There's toppers, there's embossing, there is dies, there's stamps, there's paper pads, there's vellum, there's wax melts. There's so much within it, and it's at a ridiculously low price. £67.54, $82.50. Look at what you are getting for that price, and that platinum price is ridiculous as well. That is the full bundle. If you're buying the bundle today, you're going to save yourself 60%. We do have all the items available individually online. Head to the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. We do have other bundles available. Maybe stamps are your thing, maybe dies are your thing. However, you're going to get the best value for money by buying the bundle today. Great collection. We've been talking a lot today about our tri-blends and our Spectrum Noir pens. Don't forget, Colour Me Happy is our show dedicated to colouring books. Some great deals here now on our pens. Spectrum Noir is our brilliant brand. We're starting first of all with the Essential blends. You're getting within the set 24 pens, but actually what you're getting is 24 families of colour. You're going to get 24 times 3, so 24, 48, 60, 72 different pens, different shades of pens. It's like counting down on here. You're going to get all these brilliant colours that you see on the side, the different families. It says it there. Why didn't I see that instead of trying to hurt my head trying to do maths? I was there trying to do adding up, and it's there for me. 24 pens, 72 colours. These are the families of colours that you're getting, but what you're getting is 3 shades within each family. You're gonna get the light shade, the medium shade, and the dark shade. Do you know what I love as well? When you open it up, it's like, oh, look at that. Ooh. It feels very therapeutic when you're doing that with them. That is the Essential blends. That is $59.99, $89.96. You speak to any crafter, any person, these are the standard, leading industry standard, because they are just used by everybody. Even people who are just illustrators or graphic designers, they love a Spectrum Noir pen. You've also got the Deep Blend collection. Again, 24 families of pens. You're getting 72 different colours. You're getting the light shades, the medium shades, and the dark shades. You can see there the darker, the richer shades. Now, in some of these boxes, you're going to get the same family of pens. But, Jan, when we say you're getting the same family, you're getting the extended family, aren't you? You're the best. I'll let you explain this, because you explain it a lot better than I do.
The first set the original set has got completely different colours. That every single pen is a different family of colours. So those are sort of your starter kit. The second set, the extended kit, has got 12 extra colours in there, so to add to your collection. And then it's also got 12 extended blends. So by that, what I mean is, for example, if I just grab one of mine out of here, this is the original set that I tend to carry around with me. So for example, I've got here the Citrus Green blend, CG1, CG2 and CG3, which is my light, medium and dark. Now, I'm not saying this is one of the colours, because I've just grabbed this as an example, but for example, you may have in your extender set another one that's got maybe CG4, CG5 and CG6 in. So it's extending that 3 pen blend to 6 shades, which then opens up the doorway to do a massive amount of shading. So you can go right from that lightest shade up to the 6, which is going to be considerably darker, and then bring it back through the shades to give a real difference between light and dark. So 12 of them are extensions of the colour that are in your original kit, and 12 of them are new colours to add to that collection. Does that make sense, George?
That makes sense.
Yep.
It makes sense. If it makes sense to me, it'll definitely make sense to you. Don't forget, we've got another 45 minutes left of this show, and we've also got to demo the show. Did you hear who won demo of the show in Wake Up Call, Jan?
No.
Ben.
Did he? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. He was busy working away.
He was. I walked in. I didn't know what was happening. Craig was dressed like he was working on the roads in about half an hour with his bright orange Viz top. It was bright. That was bright orange, that wasn't it? It was very bright indeed. But he was the winner of a demo of the show in Wake Up Call. Will he be demo of the day?
Oh, I'm up against it then, aren't I,
you're up
today?
against Ben today. We'll be doing that in our launch party a little bit later on for you. It's very exciting. 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. over on East Coast. Loads of you getting in touch as well today. Elaine said you could put flower seeds in the pouch. Yeah, great idea. Lenny back from Denmark, great idea for Happy May. Happy Mail, sorry, I thought Happy May, I thought it was the German word for May. Susan on YouTube, a delightful little project and gift. Anne Hopkins, thank you, Jan, I love your demos. Rwanda, I believe a standard gift card is 3 inches by 2 inches. Will it fit in the seed? Will it fit in the seed packet?
Your seed packet finished is 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, so yes, it will.
It will, there
it will. I haven't got anything here just to test it with, but you got your card on you there?
No, I keep them in my wallet, and my wallet's in the dressing room.
We don't actually bring them into the studio. No. But definitely, if a standard one is actually 3 by 2, then it's definitely, I'm just looking at that and how big a standard card is and a gift card, I think it will. I think our producer Georgina's winging it round from the gallery gallery.
I've never
and
seen her
she's
run.
got hers. And we'll test it for you live now, just to make sure, because obviously if we're selling you something, there's no point in saying it will if it won't. So I'm sat here with my little pocket open ready. I can see her coming at the window. Here she comes.
Here it comes. If it's a bank
And we'll
card,
check
make
and
sure,
see.
Make sure you stop at the right time. You freeze it so you can see everything. Using
There
the
we go,
numbers.
look.
There it
So
is,
here we
right.
go. We're just going to pop that straight in there, look, and it fits perfectly, as if it was designed for the job.
Perfect.
Okay?
There you are. Hope
Absolutely
that's
perfect. And that's a
easy.
standard size bank card there.
Lovely.
All right, I'll cover up all the details on there for you, Flower. Thank you very much.
There you are.
She's off back round to the gallery now.
I hope that answers your question for you. Great
So, yeah,
question
good
as well.
question, actually.
Absolutely.
Yes, good question.
Great question. I'll bear that in mind for the future shows. But remember, those wonderful Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend pens. Don't forget, Colour Me Happy, 12 p.m. here in the UK on Sunday, 7 a.m. on the East Coast. Myself and Debbie Fishmeister Fish are going to be back. And we've got a great show all about illustrators, loads of shows about your wonderful pens that you've got. I love a Colour Me Happy show. But today's show is all about the Farmhouse Collection. It's a great collection, so much love for it. It's a staple of Crafters Companion. So many of you have got it because you know how useful and how versatile a collection it is. From the paper to the dies to the stamps, there's so much you can do with it. I love it. I think, Jan, we're going to be using everyone's favourite stamp now, aren't we?
I think so. I think
it is.
so. It definitely, I know when we launched this back last year, I think it was last year, well, it had to be last year, didn't it? Because we're into the, still not got through the year barrier yet, that we're in 2022.
We're in February next
I
week.
keep talking about last year, thinking it was 22. Yeah, I've lost a bit somewhere, but hey. But yeah, this one proved to be very, very popular. This little truck. The collection's called Enjoy the Ride. And again, it's a collection of stamps and dies. So you've got the die to cut out the truck, and then there are 3 elements that fit in the back of the truck if you're wanting to use it as a farm truck. So you've got here the flowers that will slot into the back of it. You've also got the veg, so harvest time, things like that. And then you've got those adorable little miniature bunnies again that are all designed to work where they'll slot into the back of the car when you've done it. And then there are a couple of sentiments in there as well. So I was actually going to do all this again, but you've seen me do the stamping. Again, I tend to just use my alcohol proof ink because I'm going to use the alcohol markers, but I have got this stamped out and I have cut it out, which is exactly the same as what we did with the watering can. The dies are all made the same in that the cutting edge is in the centre of the metal. So just line it up so that you can see your image through there. But because I want to try and fit in as much as I can, I'm going to bring in the one that I've started at home, and I've actually left a little bit to finish colouring for you. So I know a lot of these trucks, one of the traditional colours was that sort of like rusty orange colour, and I thought, well, keep it really authentic because I'm going to go down more the masculine sort of look with this one. So again, making cards for the guys in our lives. So when I had a look through my pens that I'd got with me, I didn't have the right colour, so I've actually gone to my classiques here, and I've got the burnt orange shade. So this is the equivalent of a tri-blend pen. So I've got burnt orange 1, burnt orange 3, and burnt orange 4 there. So this is the equivalent and having those 3 shades in a tri-blend. It's just that I've actually picked my classiques up. So again, I'm just going to finish this one off, and I'm going to do exactly the same. I've just left that one area there on the wheel arch. So I'm going to start with the light one, and I'm going to saturate that card all the way round with that lighter colour in the wheel arch there. And don't worry if there are any sort of little lines and things in it, because you're going to go over this with another layer of ink. All right, so don't worry if it does look a wee bit patchy, and don't forget that the alcohol has to evaporate as well. And then once we've got that one in place, I'm going to then flick to the darker one, which was the burnt orange 4. And I'm just going to have a look at whereabouts I want that darker shade. So again, I'm going to come round the top of the wheel arch there, and I'm just going to bring a little bit in from the side there.
Perfect.
And again, trying not to do too much at once, you know, and you think, oh, it does look a bit drastic, Jan, but then bring in your mid-tone. And the secret is not to go over the top. A lighter tone will bleach out what's underneath it. So if I go straight over the top of this, it's just going to lighten it up. So all I'm going to do is nudge. I'm sort of just slightly overlapping the edge there, rather than going over the whole thing. And what will happen is the alcohol will seep into that edge and it'll start to blur that definite line that's between the two shades. And as I say, be patient with them because you do need to allow time for that alcohol to evaporate. Okay, so I'm going to build up some depth of colour with that mid-tone. And then I'm coming back in with my light one. And again, I'm going to say, if I go over this one with the light, it's going to bleach out what's underneath. So again, just coming up to the edge and nudging the edge of that line so that the alcohol sort of, they like bleed into each other and you're going to get that nice blend. And then I'm going over the whole thing again. So all that where I said, don't worry if it looks a wee bit patchy because you literally... Now, if you want to leave an area as a highlight, you can, but I tend to cheat a little bit with my highlights. So I can still see that there are some bits in there that look a bit patchy, but again, leave it to dry. It takes a little while, I'm saying a little while, you're looking maybe 5 minutes or so, but you can see here, I've done exactly the same thing, and this is not quite as definite now on the other side. And then I just like to use a little highlight pen. So this is just a white gel pen. All right, and then just where you think the light's going to catch, I'm just going to pop a white highlight in there. And then I've used the grey to fill in the wheels there.
Love that, Jen.
And then I always pop a couple of little lines in the glass as well, because although glass is clear, we need to know that there's actually something in there. And then I've used the die to cut it out. So we've used the metalwork on here to cut it out. And I cut an extra piece. So this has actually been coloured onto Nina. And then I cut a piece out of stamping card as well, using the die. And I've just layered them up again to make it a bit more of a substantial, like a topper rather than just a single layer of card. So that's going to be my main embellishment. And then again, I've got some mats and layers at the ready. So this time I've gone for the craft card, and I think we got 5x7, which is a traditional size, and I'm going to have the fold along the top to make it like a tent fold design. And again, papers, we've got some of that lovely olive green from that textured 12x12 pad. This is actually the reverse of one of the papers, so I wanted this to be a little bit more subdued because I'm going to cover a lot of it up, so I didn't want to waste one of those lovely patterns. So again, just using that tape runner to add some glue around there and get that one stuck on. And then I've just, from my stash, I've got some little embellishments there which I've just popped on to tone in with the style that we're doing. And then again, I've always got my nesting dies sat at the side of the desk because I do reach for them a lot. And this one was one of the fancy stitched collection.
Love that.
So the fancy stitched rectangle, I've actually cut one out in the craft card and then ran it through an embossing folder. And this is a really old background embossing folder, but I just wanted to give some texture on there, and then I've just caught it lightly with some ink. And then I've used the next size down from the die and created a little frame which I've cut a couple of times and just built it up on the top, just so that we've got a nice area there that's actually going to be that focal point for our design. So again, I'm going to use some wet glue to pop this one on. We'll go for the collal because that will seep into the back of the craft card, and especially where those embossed lines are, the wet glue is actually going to sort of seep in there and give me a nice strong sort of adhesion on that glue. So we're just going to put that on the back, and then this one's just going to go in the centre like so. And then just before I stick that down, I've just realised I've got some little scraps, and I'm going to pop these. And again, there were just a couple of bits that I had left. So rather than use a whole piece, I'm just going to pop these in here so that it looks as if there's a piece all the way across, but we're actually cheating because they were actually one of the strips that I'd cut off when I did the mat and lace. If I just slot those underneath before that sticks down totally and just eyeball them to see that they're pretty much straight. It looks as if that's gone all the way through. You can use ribbon if you wanted to. You could put wrap twine round there if you wanted to. So many different ways. And then we'll get all that stuck down. And then I think I'm going to grab some foam pads. Have I got some decent foam pads? They're all little tiny ones.
Don't forget, if you are a fan of nesting dies, join myself and Jan at 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. at East Coast. We've got a launch party with our wonderful nesting dies. It's going to be wonderful. They are a great collection of nesting dies. Love those ones.
So I've just found a little piece of the foam that I've chopped down, and I'm just going to pop the truck there onto some foam pads just to give it a bit of dimension. So again, you know, purely optional. I know, like I said earlier, if you're posting things out, I tend to sort of keep them reasonably flat. If it's something that's going to be hand delivered, you can get away with adding that bit of dimension there. So just to pop those on the back, and then we take the backs off those. And then this is going to go on the front. So again, because we're onto the craft card, and the craft cards had a little bit of ink, helps if you take the pin out, Jan. We're just going to add a little bit of wet glue onto the back of the foam pads, like an insurance. And we're just going to have this in the centre there, taking all the glory. And then in that same stamp set, you've got, I love the font on here, the stamp that says, enjoy the ride. So again, we're just going to bring this down the bottom there. So I'm going to pop a little bit of the wet glue on there so that I can move it into place. And pop that one at the bottom. And again, a bit more of a sort of a masculine design there, rather than those sort of pretty pinks and lilacs that we were doing. Nothing to say that the guys don't like a bit of pretty pink and lilac, but
there's a bit of lilac
I just like the craft card for the guys' cards. I think it is lovely. So again, that tent fold there, showcasing that gorgeous, I think it's a Chevy, isn't it? Is it a Chevrolet truck?
I drove my Chevy to the levee.
I think it is.
I think that's what it is, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
A lot of love for this, a lot of love for that stamp as well. Joanne, that is a great guy card. Crafty, it's amazing that you can make something like cardboard look elegant. Scrap paper says, I love that colouring, Jan. I love the colour of the truck, Melissa. And Mary saying, thank you for the colouring tip. I usually colour over the previous one and have to repeat the dark. Will definitely correct myself. A little gentle nudge in there. Perfect. All part of that wonderful Farmhouse Collection, guys. Great deals on it today. If you are wanting individual items, you can buy the individual items. We've got some great bundles for you as well. Paper pads, we've got a great deal on the paper pads for you at the minute. You're getting 3 different styles. You're getting the vellum, a 12 by 12 vellum paper pad. Now, within the back of the vellum paper pad, you've got these pop-out sheets as well, which you can pop straight out and you can use them for whatever you need. You've also going to get the great vellum as well. Now, the paper pads are brilliant. So I'll show you there. You can pop it straight out. Boom, and that's straight to use for your card every single time. You've also got the vellum as well within this paper pad as well. A great material, all corresponding alongside. You've got that lovely gingham, that lovely florals, the rabbits, the chickens. They're all part of this deal as well, all within here. There you are with the vellum. You're also getting the textured cardstock, the 12 by 12. It's 230 GSM. You are getting 30 sheets of card. That brilliant, great card. Again, corresponding colours. We've done this within this collection. $28.98, $35.42. Half price today. You're saving yourself a hell of a lot of money there on this. If you've got the deal before, if you've got the bundle before, you may need to restock on your paper pads and your vellum. That salmon pink is gorgeous. It is indeed. Plus, as well, you've also got the patterned cardstock as well. Again, 180 GSM. You have got 42 sheets. You can buy this separately, part of the collection. However, if you need to restock on this, this is perfect for you. However, the bundle, which you see with all the different items, you're going to get everything in there. You're going to get the stamps, the dies, the embossing folders, and you're getting the wax seals as well. Great deal on the paper pads. Don't forget, head to the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk to see the full range of products and the different bundles we've got for you. But I tell you what, a lot of you are checking out your baskets. I'll give you some time. I'll see you shortly.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Yes, hello, welcome back to Masterclass. How are you? You good? I'm good. What did I scare you, Georgie? It was my beautiful face. Was it scare you? You cheeky so-and-so. Guys, loads of you enjoying the show today. It's a farmhouse on our Masterclass, but loads of you are loving the Totally it's Totally Tiffany. How are you not going to love it? If you've never seen Totally Tiffany, she is a lovely lady. I didn't say crazy, never said crazy. A lovely lady who is all about storage, all right? And she makes storage perfect for crafters. This is the 12x12 paper handler. It's taking 5 thick paper pads within there. You're getting within this deal today 2 packs of tab dividers, which are perfect for those offcuts with your paper pads. You can put them in there, keep it all nice and organised, straight in there. Now you can see it says paper handler, but you're going, George, where are the handles? I will show you. Pew. There are the handles there within the paper handler. It's strong as well, sturdy. I mean, you can do some weights with that thing. That is perfect. Like Jan was saying, it fits perfectly in that Scandinavian bookcase. Our good friend Billy, it fits perfectly into that. £12.48, $15.98. You're getting 2 packs of the tab dividers within there. Perfect stack. What you say, about 4 of these on your shelves will fit perfectly. Yeah, you're going to get 20 paper pads within that storage. And Jan was saying, you know, she writes down on the side what they are. Just like that, you've also got this on the front, the ring pull, so you can pull it straight off. No worries every single time. That is your stay, saving yourself over 30%. A lot of you loving this. And remember, those handles, perfect. You can take it whatever you want. Maybe you don't put paper pads in there. Maybe you take pizza to work and you want to stack pizza within this. Well, that's going to be perfect for you to carry. I would do that. £12.48, $15.98. Around that incredible Club Inspire Platinum price, £9.98, $12.78. But it is a masterclass all about the farmhouse. It's all here. We're down on the farm. Yeehaw! And we have got everything within this collection. You've got embossing folders, stamps, dies. You've got everything. Paper pads, vellum, and even wax seals as well. $67.54, $82.50. You're saving yourself today by buying this bundle 60%. That is ridiculously how much you are saving today on this great collection. You can get as well at that platinum price, 20% off if you're Club Inspire Platinum status, £54, 3 pence. It is crucial, and $66. Don't forget there are smaller bundles available on the website, or alternatively, you can buy the items individually, but you can get the best saving and the best value for money by buying that bundle today. today. Right, Jan, we've got just over 20 minutes left. Have we got time for some more demos?
Yeah, we're going to fit another demo in, which this time again it's something purposeful, so it's something you can use either for yourself or to gift. And then just before the end of the show, I'm going to show you how I tackle those wax seals, because I know we've had a couple of customers asking about them, so I'll show you how to pop one of those together as well. So for the last one then, we're going to use the flying by to say hi, and I love these little guys. You've got the metal work in there, it's a stamp and die set again, and then you've got these three beautiful birds. I'm not sure, I think they're actually ducks. I think they're ducks. They're either ducks or geese. Mallards maybe. I'm not up on my ducks, but they are gorgeous, they really are. And then again you've got some lovely sentiments, and then you've got the airmail stamp there as well. So what I've done is I've stamped these out and I've coloured them just like I've done pretty much on the other demos. Again, using that lovely Flagstone alcohol proof ink and a couple of my tri-blend markers there. And again, I like to cut out the die a second time, and I've popped it on some white stamping card. Again, just makes them a bit more substantial as far as a top is concerned. But again, optional, you don't have to do that. And then I've taken some papers from that set again. So this was what was left over from that lovely teal colour from the first demo. So I thought, right, we'll get that used up. And then just look at, I love that paper.
That's gorgeous.
That is one of the papers, and again, double-sided, so you've got those checks on the back. So what I've done is I've got 3 pieces of card ready with 2 mats and layers. So let's just pop this together, and we're going to make, in effect, an easel card, but it's actually going to have some purpose behind it. So this one's going to mat and layer for the base, and because it was slightly bigger than a normal card size, I've had to do it in separate pieces. And then this one is going to go on my front panel.
We've got breaking bird news. Shaida said they are Canadian geese.
Oh, there we go.
I've never heard of a Canadian goose. I'm
geese.
Googling Canadian geese as we speak. Canadian geese.
They do all fly together, don't they, in formation?
Oh, is that what they are? The brown geese? Oh, I didn't realise that was called. Oh no, I've put in kind of goose. It's brought up the jackets because they're the Canadian geese. I don't want the jacket. I actually want the bird, not the jacket. Google the traditional goose. Goosey, goosey, gander goose.
That's the one.
That's the one.
So my third piece there, I've literally scored at the halfway mark, and then I've just put a little 1/2-inch tab with some glue on, and I'm going to stick this one to the top and line it up with the top edge of my card, and then just give that a burnish to make sure that glue sticks on there. And then when we bring this up, you can see there we've got that makings of that easel design.
Love that.
Okay, so we'll actually stick this together. I've put some double-sided tape on the back of the card ready, so that it's I always tend to do this rather than putting glue on the back of the card, because I get carried away and I cover the whole thing and realise that you only actually need the bottom section. So I find it easier to put the glue on this side rather than on the actual front piece itself. So again, we're going to pop that level with the bottom and get that one stuck down, and we've got our easel design then. You can see when that stands up. All right, so instead of making a card, I said it was going to be something purposeful. So in the stores at the moment, you can get those gorgeous little calendar tabs. I think I got a pack of 10 for something like £1.50 from some of our craft stores. So again, I've popped that on a piece of that blue card, and I've popped some foam tape on the back of there. So we'll get that one sort of peeled ready.
I've not seen them since I was at school, those little things. You know when something just takes you straight back to a memory, that reminds me straight of being back at school.
You used to make them to take home for mum and dad, didn't you?
That last week of school before Christmas, where everybody's just sort of gone, we've given up now. It's card making this week.
And then I've also taken a little pad of sticky notes as well. I've chosen the blue, but these are ones that they're like a rainbow. You get a pink layer, a yellow layer, a green layer, a blue layer. So I've just taken the blue layer out.
Nice.
And I've used one of the stamps there. So on here it just says dream big, aim high. So just again, you know, obviously you're going to tear this off when you start using them, but it's just an extra embellishment there. And again, we've put some tape on the back. I stuck a couple of these sheets together with my Kalal glue just to make it quite rigid rigid at the back because this is the bit that's going to stick to the project. So what's going to happen is we're going to have the post-it notes in the bottom as the stopper to the card. So this one's going to come about, and I'll leave an equal gap, sort of bottom and sides, and pop that one in like so.
Lovely.
And then that's going to be the stopper for it to stand up there like that. Yeah.
Yep.
And then on the front, we're going to have that calendar. And then I also had a rummage through my stash, and I've got some old number dies, and I've just cut out the 2022 in some cardstock there with a little bit of silver glitter card, just as a nice little touch there. And again, I've built them up with a couple of layers of cards so that they're quite substantial, added a little pearl, and we're just going to pop these in place. So these are going to go across that top section. So I'm just going to spread them out so that I can see. I'll leave this one face down for a minute just for positioning, and then make sure we've got enough room to fit all these on. So yeah, the first one's going to go there.
Gilmore on YouTube, the Canadian geese are in plenty here in Michigan. They can be ferocious. Don't ask me how I know. There's a story there.
That sounds tempting, yeah.
I got a bird story. I was in Stockholm. I was working on ships out in Stockholm doing a magic show, and I went for this lovely ice cream on the top of the cliffs in Stockholm, overlooking the docks. It's beautiful. Sun's shining down. I've got this ice cream. The seagull, it flew down and it took
the seagulls are naughty, aren't they?
It took a bite out of my ice cream. I'm not happy about this. I punched it on the head. Right, I saw it just went, no, get away. It came back for seconds. It came in for another time, and then went for another bite. I punched it, I ran, and there was just me. Just running through Stockholm with a seagull chasing me, families looking at me.
That's hilarious.
This weird British man, because I was working by myself, and I was like, well, I'll get off the ship for a little bit, because if you've been to Scandinavia, the ships do a lot of stuff, and I just punched the seagull.
That would be worth seeing, that, George.
I ran.
Honestly.
And then I just stood there laughing to myself. It's like a right weirdo with an ice cream, laughing to myself with seagull bites out of it. Oh,
that
dear.
is brilliant, honestly.
Anyway, in Sweden, I love Sweden. Oh, beautiful place. I punched a seagull.
Punched a seagull,
I'm not allowed
honestly.
back in the country now.
You'll be having the RSPB after you, won't you?
It attacked me. My life flashed before my eyes. Plus the ice cream
we're going to
cost a
pop
fortune as well. They are big bird seagulls. Loads of love about this. Brenda on Facebook, creative post-it note idea. I love this. I love this, Jan. I've never seen anything like this, and I love it.
And then we're going to use these little guys for decoration. So I'm going to have a couple of those. So let's just pop those on with a bit of the wet glue, and then I'm going to save the other one to pop inside. So again, he's going to go at this side as if he's flying over. We get a are they a gaggle of geese, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, the Canadian geese.
Over in the summer, we get some fly over by our house. You can hear them in the morning. It's usually about 7:30 in the morning, proper going for it, as they're moving, obviously, from one place, wherever they've slept, back to wherever they're going to spend the day, and they all go flying across. So yeah, these two are going to be on the top there. And then I wasn't sure about the third one. I was like, do I need him down here? And then when I had a look inside, I know this is actually going to be removed, but I quite liked him on there just to finish that off. And you might say, well, that's wasting it, because obviously we're going to cut that page is going to come off when you start using it. But just for display purposes, because I can, he's literally going to go on there. So again, using that collection in a completely different way there. And you've got that nice little gift made out of that collection again, using the stamps, the dies, the cardstock, the paper pad. The only thing that I've added to that, as I say, is a little bit of the glitter card here for the top, and then that little book calendar tab. So yeah, and again, it doesn't fold completely flat because of the... So if you were gifting it, I'd be making a nice little shallow box to pop this in as a gift rather than just an envelope. But there you go, just something, again, a bit different for you.
Absolutely, you guys are loving this. Hopefully you're getting inspired. And a lot of you going, I love that idea. Why have I never thought of that? Cheap and cheerful, it is perfect. Guys, all part of this wonderful Farmhouse Collection. Great deals for you. A lot of you saying, George, you are hilarious. I am a nice person, okay? I love animals. Just that seagull. I'd paid a lot of money for that ice cream, and that was that. Loads of you getting in touch with this. this about how beautiful this Farmhouse collection is. There's so much that you're getting with it here. Dies, stamps, paper pads, everything working together, allowing you to create something beautiful like you've seen Jan. Jan's made loads of demos during the show today. So many great ideas. Remember, you can buy the bundle, everything that you see there on screen for that incredible price. However, don't forget as well, there are smaller bundles available and every item is on sale individually. You can have a look at those on the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. Whilst you're there, why not check out this amazing Got a Good deal as well. We've got this available for you at the moment. It's a Spectrum Noir Flip Marker Collection. It's working out. You're buying one, you're getting one for half price. You're getting the metallic markers and you're also getting the natural world. Sorry, let me start again. You're getting the metallic Cosmic Wonder and the metallic Natural World. Those brilliant colours, perfect for all those different creative projects that you may have. Working on so many items, card, rocks, wood, whatever you may be needing them for. $22.48, $29.95, and that incredible platinum price of £17.98, $23.96. That's you got until Sunday midnight to get that. Save that into you, add that into your basket while you're there. Loads of you getting in touch today, loads of you and on Facebook. You're lucky it didn't bite you. I was on a ferry to Nantucket and thought it would be a good idea to feed the seagulls some of my cheese doodles. It was not a good idea. Felt like I had my finger slammed in a door. The seagulls are big, right? They are huge birds, aren't they? Massive birds.
And they're always on the hunt for food.
I know.
Always.
Some people say that I'm a seagull. How brilliant. Loads of you love that posting idea of the calendar. Amy, how brilliant, Jan. Beautiful as always. That's an incredible card. Can't wait to make that Sherry. Sorry, her name was Sherry. She can't wait to make Sherry. Her name is Sherry. Loads of demos in this show. I think we're going to need the rest of this time to have a look at what we've made. Jan, we're going to do demo of the show. What have you made? What haven't you made?
Shall we go back to the beginning?
I can't remember
We
all that time.
started off very clean and simple then at the top. We started off at that beginner level using those topper pads, and literally the first one was just a topper on the front and a little bit of stamping inside with some of that paper. So that was number one. Number two, again, we kept very, very simple. Use those score lines to add some detail on one of the toppers. Nice and simple. So that was number two. You could, if you're at a bit more advanced level, it would make a nice little shaker card as well to put shaker pieces behind there with some acetate. So that was number two. Number three was the Valentine card with the squiggly lines. The little bunnies there all in a row. So number three with love for Valentine's Day. Number four was the little gift set with the paper pad there, just a little shopping list, and then that gorgeous little seed packet, which we said could be a gift card holder or anything like that. That was number four. Number five was the old Chevy. All right, the truck there with the more masculine design for those fellas in our lives. So that was number five. And number six was the calendar there. Nice. Little desk, post-it note desk, tidy, whatever you want to call it, with those little geese on there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was number six. Gosh, that's a lot. And I've still got one left.
I know. Do you know, I
think this might be a record.
Craig yesterday did 7.
Yeah.
With those brand new mini dies, which I adore. We did 7 yesterday.
I think this is going to be a record for me.
It's going to be a record. Right, you've got number 1 to 6. You've got a bit of time to get the votes in on that one. Whilst you're getting your votes in, we're going to have a look at one more demo, Jan, because do you know what? Why not?
We can, yep. So I was hoping to get that wax seal in, but if not, I have planned one in the show later this evening.
Lovely.
So if we don't get it done now, I had got one planned in one of the demos for the 7 o'clock show. So if you can join us then or catch up with us later, we'll do that then. So this one's nice and straightforward. I thought, no collection's complete without making a gift box.
Absolutely not.
So I've used as a couple of pieces of craft card there and literally made myself a glue tab on either side. And this is going to be one of those milk carton style gift boxes. So I'm literally going to join my two pieces together just up to the score line there, eyeballing that score line at the bottom to make sure it's lined up. And then somewhere under all there we've got my bone folder, and then while it's still flat I'm going to do the decorating side of it. So again, paper from that we're still using up, so because I'd cut into a sheet of that olive green, use it up, and then again one of those lovely papers. I have made a one for each of the sides of the box, so we'll get those stuck down first.
Yep.
So literally, whether you want to stick with that all-purpose glue or whether you want to use your tape runner, and we're just going to pop these inside, and I've just made them slightly smaller than the box panels so that you've got a little bit of a border. So 1, 2.
Loads of you saying how we don't know where to start with choosing the demo of the show. There's just so many great demos in this show today. I don't know which one's going to win, because I love the simplicity at the start of the show.
There's lots of different styles
Yeah,
there, aren't
absolutely.
there? Yeah.
It's a great collection. I mean, that was the same yesterday with Craig, with those mini dies.
I've got some of those on later.
So good. And that's what me and Craig said. They're going to be used every single day.
Absolutely, and great. The one thing that came into my head was there are such a lot of our crafters out there that craft with their children and their grandchildren, and I just think having that set covers so many different occasions, and what a great way for the youngsters to start their crafting journey and get going, knowing that they're only using the mini.
Yeah.
They've not got to worry about electronic machines, and those little dies are perfect for little fingers, aren't they?
Well, it's for you with the hole puncher earlier, reminded me of doing something when I was with the Cubs and the Scouts, Mother's Day cards. And I remember we made Mother's Day, we were doing our creative badge or our art badge, and one of the leaders had loads of those little punchers, like hole puncher things. I was like, oh my, I loved it. I made a Mother's Day card.
Yep.
I remember it now as when you showed me earlier. Crazy how young you get involved in crafting, isn't it? You don't realise you're doing crafting at that time.
I know, I used to do a lot of the arts and crafts, no surprise there when I was teaching in school.
Yeah.
The kids used to love it, even down to painting and things like that. Absolutely loved it. So that's all my panels on there ready. Okay, so now we can actually pop the box together. So I'm going to take that other piece of tape off there and bring this one across, and these should line up nicely now, just making sure that it's up to that score line and not over it. So where I had that fold line on there, and then you can see we've got the beginnings of our box. So in the base there, I'm going to find out, I've just stuck those two together. So this is going to be front and back. So we'll say that one's the front. We're going to pop the sides and this one in. So again, I'm going to go to the wet glue because that makes this nice and sturdy. When this all-purpose glue sets, it sets like cement. So again, one over there, and then we're going to do the back over the and then we're going to do that last one. And then I'll go to the inside of the box to just press all that down and make sure that it's all sealed nicely. So again, once you've got everything in place, pop it over. And then I'm just going to take something a bit longer and just give that a press inside, spread the glue out and make sure everything's stuck down nice and neat. And then you can see that we've got two to fold on the inside. Lovely. And then this is going to come together like so. So once I've got those together, I've brought in my home punch. It's funny you were talking about that, George. Yeah. I've got my weapon of choice here. My crocodile. All right, and then literally we'll go with the slightly bigger hole, and then I don't have to worry about whether I can fit the twine through it. So I'm going to punch through both pieces together, turn it over, make sure they're still lined up nicely, and then come from this side and punch again, whoops, through that one. And then I've just, out of my stash, I've just grabbed a little bit of green twine to keep that theme. Yep. I can always tie that through afterwards to pop this in. But then on the front, this was left, again, being frugal, I had pieces of card that were left when I cut the design for this one. Mm-hmm. So I've just run those through again to make my front for the box here. You can see we've got that. Whoops. Yep. And I'm going to pop some little pearls on there. Try not to waste too much. There is always something goes in the bin, but it's just, you know, I got to the point where I was getting overrun with pieces of card. So it's like, right, now let's think about it a bit more logically and see what we can actually use. So that one's going to go on the front, and then from that stamp set that we had at the beginning, we can do it. You've got the most gorgeous pair of little welly boots on there. So again, we're going to use those on the front. And just for sticking that one on, I'm going to come back. I'm constantly swapping which glue that I have. So this one's the tacky glue, just for popping my embellishment on like so. And then again in that set, you've got the stamp that says just because, and we're going to pop that one on the top there.
Love this, Jen.
All right, and again, you can fit something in there. If you pop in something heavy, like a candle or something, just cut another square that's slightly smaller than the base and drop it inside the box to make it a bit more stable. But basically, this is going to fold flat, and then have we got time to just fit the... Oh, no
it?
pressure.
Dun,
So
dun,
one,
dun, dun,
two
dun, dun.
at that side, and then it needs to come back through that way and that way.
Loads of you saying how much you've loved me and Jan. We're back later on in 2 hours' time with those launch party. Toot. That's me getting ready for the party with those incredible nesting dies.
Glad you explained.
Toot, toot. That's like the train. Make sure you join me and Jan 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast time. And we've also got a demo of the show. It was number 6. It was the calendar with the post-it notes. Very different. I love that. That was winner of demo of the show.
Fantastic, thank
But
you very much,
I've got
guys.
a
And then
feeling
you've
that
got
might
that
have won.
lovely gift box in that gift carton shape, all right? And again, it will fit probably some a decent sized candle in there or whatever it is you fancy. Some nice chockies in there, a scarf, maybe a pair of gloves, anything like that. If you wanted to add it, and again, you know, because you've got the kit, if you've ordered that collection, if you've already got it, you can then make a matching gift card with the same papers and stamps. A little bit like I did when we made the paper pad and the matching gift card holder. And you've got literally everything coordinates, it all matches nicely.
It really does. It's been a great show today with the Farmhouse Collection. Remind you one more time, you know the Farmhouse Collection. You love it, you adore it. It's that great price today, 60% off that entire bundle. Do not forget, head to the website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu. You can see the smaller bundles. We've got bundles for you with stamps, dies, embossing folders, stamps, and paper pads as well. Don't forget, so much within this great bundle. Jan, we're going to be back here in 2 hours with our incredible
We
nesting
certainly
dies.
are.
We'll give you a little teaser of what we've got for us.
Oh, now then we've got a little bit of advanced nesting dies. We've got some hanging ornaments. We've got those mini dies, and I've got quite a nice demo lined up with the vintage diary. We've got elements of the vintage diary collection on offer, and that's where I'm going to do the wax seal for you later.
That's enjoying. Make sure you join us 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast time, 11 a.m. over on the West Coast. Guys, check out your baskets. Make sure you join us in 2 hours. Thank you to everybody here. Thank you to you guys at home for watching us, and I will see you back here in just 2 hours' time for some more crafting fun. Goodbye for now.